Greetings guys, this is Trish. Hope your day was well. This is a bit later in the evening that I'm making this video, so my voice might be a bit more mellow. It won't be super like, energetic and shouting and stuff. But this is a really cool fight I got against 3 people. My Korax, goddamn Mehe, Antivirus, and Ripple-Dix. Very interesting combination. So Andy was streaming at the time, he comes in first. I primarily use Tormentor, I'm using the Scourge faction here. Then Ripple-Dix, I end up primary him, he pulls range. So I see that Mehe is also dogpiled on me. I'm like, okay, excellent. I still have about half my buffer left, so I'm going to go into this Kestrel. Thankfully, this Kestrel wasn't buffer fit. Like, if it was a 400 plate one, that would have been a bit rougher for me. But since it was active, you notice as soon as we hit that armor, we're just going to nuke for him. So we're doing about 300 DPS with the faction. Ripple-Dix seems to be coming in now, which makes me very excited, because he comes in too close, get the scram, get the missiles on him, and he's going to go down, boys. So it's just a nice little fight against those 3. I'm glad that they did team up on me. Had it just been a Tormentor, it would have been a very boring fight. But Destroyers are good at that, killing multiple frigates. So I warp into these guys. I almost know for certain that tower is going to be kitey. I expect that to be, what should we call it, Stein control. So I really want to kill the Rifter and Firetail and warp off. I wasn't expecting them to be both buffer. I was really hoping they were going to be both active and I could just like nuke through them. But you'll notice that this Rifter's incredibly tanky. So I'm starting to actually worry a bit at this point. The Talwar's like slight missile fit, he's going to stay really far out and apply DPS, which is really irritating. So we're going to nuke down this Rifter. And I'm hoping to kill the Firetail and then warp out. I'm really hoping at this point for this Firetail to be active tanked. But it seems like he's also buffer, so they're doing like more like Doctrine and fits, which makes sense because there's a lot of these guys in the area just plexing. So I'm hoping to kill this guy before he goes down. It's not looking very good for me at this point. I'm just waiting for that Tower Alpha to come in. Had I maybe got more DPS, we might have escaped there. But GF to those gentlemen. I then reshipped into a light missile one, hoping to kite out some of their stuff. You know, there's a bunch of guys in this area, so I was hoping that maybe get some kiters. This slicer comes at me, and this is what this fit's basically perfect at. Killing like kiters like this, like Garmers, slicers. If they're not quick on the ball and pull range, because we aren't at, like, Corex is really slow, especially even with an MWD. But with the dual paints, the light missiles, and everything, it just applies so well. So you see that slicer dies before it pulls range, which is excellent. That's perfect. It's basically what it's designed to do. Kill a bunch of kiting stuff. Against destroyers and stuff, it suffers, especially when I'm not piloting very well. You notice I don't have my MWD heated here, and our Thrasher buddy here is MWD. I also believe I didn't load Fury here, and I was sticking with Faction, which was also probably a mistake here. So once he's got the scram on me, this is not looking good for us, boys. We don't do actually a lot of DPS, we do a lot of Alpha. Scramming is bad for us. We want to be long point kiting, MWDing. We do nearly get it, so I think if I had Fury loaded, we would have had it. But GF to reaches. Okay, here's a good fight against a wolf. What I usually recommend against a wolf is keep at range like 8k to 9k, overheat your scram, and getting it for a fall off. But I want to try something different here. So I remember finding an H on my wolf actually, and he was orbiting me really tight. And I found it very difficult to track him. And especially with the Genos and the speed hardwirings we're running now. I was curious to see if we could just orbit 500 and get under his gun somewhat. The wolf does have a tracking bonus, but without a web it can be a bit spicy. I do notice, looking back at the footage, he's actually getting really good hits here, so this probably wasn't the best strat. Probably should have orbited out further, 9k overheat stuff. Even far fall off, but this seems to do it, just because of our crazy speed and the nice little bit of buffer we got in this particular hook build. He does have activate assault damage control through that fight, but I just keep heat going. GF2 Tinsia. You have a cool little fight against an Enyo. I'm in my Griffin Navy, and basically, if this guy loaded null, I was done for. I just need to like pull range, but my plan was if he's blaster, you won't be hitting out past 5k with void or anti. So I was banking on him loading this ammo and not switching to null. I'm going to keep him at 5k, use null myself, and so I'll be in sorta optimal range of my nukes. The playmaker for this is basically to nuke him out. I do end up muting him out, and that's pretty much GG at that point. Enyo's like T2 Galanti have really good resistances towards blasters, so if I didn't have that newt, this would take so long, or he'd have a really easy time to tank me. But just the addition of the newt in this fit, and the fact that he took so long to switch to null, is what lost him. Because I had loaded null, I wouldn't have been able to like play with him, man. I would have either need to orbit close and mute him, or just disengage, something like this. Probably disengage. But GF to that anyway. This is the last solo fight I got for you guys. This is a Chorister. I'm going to always orbit Choristers at 500. Depending on their fit, they can... Like, this one tracks and is quite spooky, actually. He's, Web Scram Pulses. If it's a dual Web Pulse fit, I think that's going to be a very scary combination for my hook. But if I see that and notice I'm taking big damage, I'll probably just work out. But since this is a Web Scram, I'm kind of locked in place here. You notice I get really low there, but we kill him because he doesn't have much tank. So that's a bit spooky. Now I'm GF that Quasa. And to end the night, we got a really good brawl against Shadow Cartel. This is FC'd by Baltrum. I'll put his link in the description. He wasn't streaming this particular fight, but he does stream, or he might have been actually streaming this fight. But he streams a lot of low sec, PvP, null sec, solo, small gang stuff, and sometimes fleet. So please give the man a follow. As for most fleet fights, I'm just going to tune myself out, put some music in the background, just so you guys enjoy. I will pipe it up back near the end though, but do enjoy the fight. Okay, this fight wasn't just against Shadow Cartel, it was Congregation Us. Knights of the Poison Meat vetted against, I believe it was Shadow Cartel, African Atomic, and I'm not sure if Dead Terrorists is Shadow Cartel, but also Dead Terrorists. What also ends up happening is Horde, Third Party, and Eagles. And at this point, stuff's going very bad. I believe we start to bleed ships at this point just because of the amount of DPS on field. We're looking to extract here. Or see what's up if we can maybe get an escalation. I don't believe we get an escalation, so we decide to leave here. Yeah, we start taking a lot of DPS here. I end up becoming one of the primaries. And I do not like being primary, man. It is very stressful, especially how low we get here. God bless our Logi pilots, by the way. Except I was gone. But they just managed to hold me. So at this point, we're starting like a line out, or looking to line out. And I'm starting being worried here, because I'm pointed by a lot of stuff here. Thankfully, I believe the Eagles switch primary. We just can't break these guys. But there's a Harpy and Wolf keeping me locked down, so I put my newts on them and just pray that I can warp off when we warp off, man. And thankfully we do. So that's a very nice fight against those guys, man. GF to everyone involved. And the good F scene by Baltrom and our boys falling primaries. Logi doing their thing. And yes, that's a good free fight. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, I like that brawl was pretty sweet actually. I don't know who came out on top there. Well, I wish I could comment on who won that. I think both sides had kind of bloody losses, but it was still like a great brawl, man. So yeah, that's pretty much all the content I got in the past couple of days. Sorry, I'm kind of quieter than usual, a bit more mellow. People are sleeping in the house and I don't want to be like shouting and stuff, so apologies. Hopefully you can understand me when I'm talking like this. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your, God, what day are we on? Wednesday? It might be Thursday now for some of you, it's Thursday for me. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, regional equivalent, and I do hope I will get a bit of do up tomorrow, so